What's up, everybody? Welcome to Make Things Tiny. My name is Mick. There's a brand new tiny house community that's just opened up in South Carolina. So today we're going to hear from Dayton. Dayton is one of the owners of the tiny house community. They're going to walk us through the process for signing up to live in the community. They're going to talk about all the amenities, the lot rent, everything that you need to know to get excited about it and make a decision. This is a great video for those of you who are looking to go tiny and you've been eyeing South Carolina and you've been waiting and hoping and wishing that a tiny house community would be available. Today is that day. Make sure you watch to the end because you're going to get a tour of one of the tiny houses as well too. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and let's jump into it. Let's hear about this brand new tiny house community in South Carolina. All right, I am here today with Dayton. Dayton, thank you so much for being on the channel. Dayton is one of the owners of Hartwell Cove, which is a brand new tiny house community in South Carolina. I'm excited for people to learn about you and the community and just get excited for everything that you all are doing. If you don't mind to start just talking a little bit about what got you interested in tiny houses, and then we can go from there.
Sure. No, I really appreciate it. Happy to be on the channel. What got me interested in tiny homes? That would be a long story, but what I would say is we started developing about 3 years ago at Hartwell Cove Resort. I was up at Wake Forest University and moved to Charlotte, and then we found this development in Anderson, South Carolina. My two business partners and myself fell in love with the area. We loved it. We wanted to get into the RV parks and that type of vacation style community. When we realized this property came up for sale and we had development in our background, we were extremely excited to be a part of it. We came in, did a full redevelopment of what was here. And during that whole process of 3 years of development, really fell in love with tiny homes. We thought it offered such an amazing opportunity for people to enjoy the small living, enjoy a certain location that maybe was outside their price range if you were trying to buy a lakefront home. And that was really the core of what we were trying to get at, and what we try to get at in all of our communities is bringing that amazing location at an affordable price.
No, I think that's awesome. I think it's really great that you're able to just sort of see the value in focusing on tiny homes like over time. Like it's definitely become a lot more than the trend over the past few years, and a lot of people are really looking for something unique, which is what I think that you all have, especially with being on a lake and everything like that too. So can you walk me through the process for signing up to join the community, like what that looks like? Like, do people need to have their own tiny house? What is that process like for them?
Sure. Yeah. So in our community, everything is done through us and our front office. We sell homes. We have the community as well, right? We lease the land. It is a full process in-house. So it makes it really easy. It makes us, be a part of the whole process where we help with lending, we help with anything. And really that all starts with a conversation. We don't really have a lot of stuff online that you just fill out forms and everything. Really, it's a conversation that we have in person to figure out what you're looking for. In our community, we have a lot of different options. We have some that are more focused on the Airbnb side of things, right? And when they're focused on the investment side, we have certain homes that fit that parameter better, right? Smaller floor plans. They have an Airbnb specific lot that allows them to rent it out. So for those people, right, we want to put them in a certain area of the community because that fits their desires, their goals. But for other people looking to have that vacation home, to have that secondary home that they can come with family, friends, and enjoy the lake with the kids and walk over to the restaurant, we have certain lots that are a lot cheaper in lot rent and offer that ability where you can have your family, friends, and everybody that there, but you can't rent it out on, Airbnb and rental platforms.
Okay. So, I mean, really like a one-stop shop in terms of offering the tiny homes themselves and, with financing and then the different types of options for you to go tiny between the Airbnb or more of a standard vacation rental, sort of like standard option. Can you talk a little bit about the amenities that are offered at the community and the different price ranges for lot rent?
Sure. So at Hartwell Cove Resort, the big draw is going to be the lake. Lake Hartwell, 56,000 acres, almost 1,000 miles of shoreline. it is a beautiful lake to be a part of. We have not necessarily an amenity to us, but right next door, we border Green Pond Landing, one of the biggest and best landings in all of America. They do the Bassmaster Classic. They do all types of fishing tournaments and charity runs out of that large landing. So it's an awesome amenity that isn't necessarily part of the resort. Now, also part of the resort, we have the restaurant, which is a local favorite and is becoming a local favorite. It is great food, a bar and grill, docks, lakeside. They have awesome food. He's from Maryland, and he does awesome crab cakes and everything like that. So that's great. We've got the office. The office has a small coffee bar, 4 full-service bathrooms, and 3 washers, 3 dryers. We're also putting in a dog park here later this winter as the temperatures start to cool down here in South Carolina. It's been extremely hot. And then we also got areas down by the water for campfires, roasting s'mores, everything like that.
Okay, that's a lot of things. So the restaurant is actually like within the community itself. It's not like a restaurant that's just like nearby. Like that's something that you actually just offer within the actual community.
So it is open to the public, but it is a part of our parcels here. So you pretty much, when you're staying in your home, you walk across the Cove and you're at a restaurant looking out at the water, eating food. It's full service menu. So it has everything from lunch, dinner, alcohol, really anything you're looking for.
Okay. That's pretty awesome. I think like that makes it even more, I feel like that's like just an added bonus for people. Like especially if you have family and friends visiting, the fact that you can just hang out there. You don't technically have to leave the area because you've offered so many different amenities and just different perks for people. So that's pretty exciting. Can you talk a little bit about the different lot sizes and what, the different price ranges are for people depending on what spots they choose?
Sure. So there's a large range in lot rent just because we have the Airbnb side of things and we have just the regular lots. So our lakefront lots that offer that Airbnb are going to be at the highest end of $750, and then our lots that are going to be strictly family, friends, vacation, second home, those are going to be closer to $450. So we offer a large range. That includes everything except your electric. That's per kilowatt. The water, the sewer, the landscaping, all that's included.
Okay. That's a good price range, though. I think that gives people options. It gives them the ability to choose, like based on their budget, what sort of tiny house space they want to occupy in the resort. So I think that makes sense. For the Airbnb option, can you talk a little bit more about that for people that are watching that might not understand how that works if you get a tiny house and you have the ability to rent it out?
That's a great question. So our Airbnb lots, they are designed for any platform that you want to put online. And what that allows you to do is recoup some of your investment or look at it as strictly an investment in general, right? Some people use it and they end up using it more than they actually want to put it on VRBO or Airbnb just because they fall in love with it. But some people look at it strictly, they want to make money, right? And the reason that the lot rent is higher is there's more turnover, there's more people coming into that home. There's more, taxation onto the community itself, on the roads, on the infrastructure. So those are a little bit higher, but we have everything at your fingertips that you could possibly need. We have partners with cleaners, with management companies, with home repair companies for anything that may go wrong. So we give you all the information and you either can go with a management company or you can do it yourself. We don't take any fees for anything, all the profits or the revenue that you make. So it is fully yours and you get to use that lot for a rental.
I'm glad that you sort of broke it down in terms of how the management side of things work too. And that's really helpful to know that you provide people with resources and different options for, if you want to use this company or that sort of thing, but they get to keep the profits. Like I think it's just like a huge selling point I think that side of the tiny house industry is definitely growing. There's definitely more and more people that are getting into it for investment purposes. So I think that's really, really awesome that you're offering that option, but you're also keeping it separate from the rest of the community, which I think is a plus as well too, for people who don't want to have anything to do with the rental side of things. So for the people that are watching today that are thinking like, okay, all this sounds really exciting, it's fantastic, but it's overwhelming for them, what would you say to the person who's watching that's saying like, all right, I'm ready to do this, but I have no idea what my next steps are, or like where I should start? What would you say are the things that they should be thinking about doing as they move forward in this process potentially?
I think that's a great question. Being a tiny home owner myself and being in a tiny home community, I would say the number one thing is you have to feel really comfortable about the community you're going into, and it has to meet all the criteria that you're looking for. For example, Hartwell Cove Resort is vacation based. People are here to have a good time, go to the restaurant, karaoke, live music. The happiness is intoxicating, and that's what we hear from all of our people within the community. They love being at the lake, they love going out on the water and enjoying that scenery. So the first step is finding that community that really fits what you're looking for. And then after that, it's, what floor plan, what type of home, and what type of lot really fits you. Are you looking to possibly make some money and do the Airbnb side of things? Then, there's a certain area of a community that's going to work for you. If you're looking for more of a vacation home and a bigger floor plan, maybe that's the best route. But I would definitely say number one is feel comfortable with the community, feel comfortable with the ownership, because all of the owners within our community actually own homes, which I think is an amazing part to it. We take a lot of pride. We bring our families here. We vacation here. We just enjoy being a part of the community.
I think that's really good advice. I think it's really important for people, like you're saying, to make sure it matches them. Like the community itself, has its own culture, it has its own atmosphere, it has its own vibe. So you want to make sure that matches, which is why it's really important to actually check out the community. So I do hope that people reach out and ask questions, but also that they go and check out Hartwell Cove so they can see it for themselves. But even more so, the fact that you've built this community and you obviously believe in it, but then you're taking it a step further by buying houses there yourselves and like living there. I think that really speaks to the commitment that you all have to making sure that it's a great community and just being on the ground there too. So I think all of that really speaks to just how important it is to create that that community vibe, and it's something that seems to be really important to you and to your co-owners as well. All right, so this leads me to my last question, which is, for people that are watching, they've probably done a lot of research. They have a lot of questions, I'm sure. What makes Hartwell Cove sort of stand out compared to some of the other options someone might have for choosing a tiny house community?
That's a great question. Hartwell Cove Resort, I think, stands out from a lot of different communities just because of how much we're geared towards vacation and enjoyment. We got the lake right on the water. We got the restaurant. There's so many things to do. Kids are running around, having a good time. That happiness is contagious throughout the community. So not only do we offer a lot of different options for people, but for most people, it's affordable and it's a way to be on the lake and enjoy it. And we just love everything about it. So I would be happy to talk through any questions for people that they may have. Like I said, we do full service, right? It's from questions that you may have about just a tiny home in general to learning about our community and the financing and where you would best fit. I'll be answering the phone. So I'm always happy to talk through that and help people and guide them in the right direction.
I think that's a really great way to sort of sum up what makes the community unique and special. I think, honestly, the lakefront thing, there's really not a lot of tiny house communities that have that lakefront ability. So I think that's a huge plus. But also with the community and the culture of people just having fun and just being happy. Like we could all use a little more, happiness and that sort of vibe in our lives. So I'm really excited for people to, get to see a tour, after, at the end of this video, get to see what when the tiny homes look like. And there'll be links to everything that you're doing in the video description too, so they can reach out and ask questions and hopefully come out and just get excited about the community. So I appreciate you for, coming on the channel and taking the time to just talk to us and share about this exciting new venture that you're on. So thank you so much for doing that.
yeah, I really appreciate being on the channel. We're extremely excited, and we can't wait to keep bringing in more tiny homes.
Awesome. Thank you, Dayton.
Thank you. Hey guys, I appreciate you sticking around. We're going to do a quick tour. This one's called the Sky View. Here at the entrance, you're going to see the Trex decking. We got Trex skirting all the way throughout in all of our homes. We have Sherwin-Williams paints, as you'll see up here, board and bat on this side. We also have cedar on the other side. As you come up on the deck, you're going to see that we have Trex decking throughout, open space here that you can customize into your home with different countertops, different floor plans, whatever you want to do with furniture. And as we wrap around, obviously you got a great view out that way. As we wrap around, you're going to see the French doors that'll take you into the living room. Let's take a look inside. Coming into the living room here, you're going to see a lot of different color options. This is where you really get to make it your own. So we can customize it with your own wall color, ceiling color, trim color. We have multiple different cabinet and countertop options. We've got multiple different floor options as well. Off to your left there is going to be the stairs up to the loft. They have 2 twin XLs up there, and they use them for their kids, so great space. Here you'll see our Thor appliances, which are standard. They went with the microwave, but you can also do a stainless hood. Here is going to be a pantry, some great storage in there, and great for keeping all your food and supplies. We got multiple different sink options for you. The fridge is going to be standard, and then on your left here is going to be the bathroom, which will be full service. On your right will be the option for laundry, so you can use it as a closet because of the community having washer and dryers, or you can use it for storage, washers, dryers, whatever you want to do. Here in the master bedroom, you can really make this place your own. We have a queen bed in this one. They did some custom shelving after the fact. And then you'll see the dual head mini split, which are very efficient. One will be here and one will be in the living room. All right, now we're looking at the lakeside model. As we said before, we're going to have the same Trex all the way throughout. Same Trex skirting all the way through the rail as well. And then as we get up on the deck, it's going to be the same size space. So you're going to be able to do all the same furniture and everything that you would like to do. Obviously you can see the view out there as well. This one has a lake view. And then turning around, we're going to have the same French doors, and we'll go take a look at the inside. All right, as we come into this model, you're going to see a lot of the same options as before, just a different floor plan. So this one's going to have a living room into the kitchen, a lot bigger area, which is great for entertaining and cooking. However, the loft is going to be more challenging to get into. But same countertop, wall trim, ceiling, floor colors as before. So all those are still options. Coming back here, you're going to see the pantry. This can dual as your washer and dryer area as well, or you can just use the community facilities. On your right will be the bathroom, very similar size, and this ladder is going to get you up into the loft. Coming back into the master bedroom, all the same options here. This one just has a bed, no custom shelving, but you can do what you see fit. Also, we have the same dual head mini split, so one here and then one in the living room.
All right, that was my conversation with Dayton. I appreciate Dayton taking the time to walk us through the process for joining the community, talking about the lot rent and the different ranges. There's a lot of options for you here in this particular community. If you're interested in resort style living, vacation style living, if you're interested in the Airbnb side of things and choosing a tiny house as an investment property. So make sure you reach out, you ask questions. If you have the ability, you can go and check out the community. So thank you again, Dayton, for introducing us to Hartwell Cove. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to think tiny. I'll see you guys in the next one.